Hi everyone, how's it going? Um, oh my God, I have a six head. What's going on here? Um, but yeah, I just wanted to come online and talk to you about. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what's going on because what happened is that yesterday I received like a letter, as you guys know, anybody who's been following my Facebook, I received a letter at my doorstep with my address on it, but it had the next door neighbor's address on it, and that's not even the first time it's happened. So I'm just like, what, like, you still ain't changed it, bruh? Because first it started with the same postcode as me, which they have been using for quite some time, because I swear that wasn't always their postcode. And it started with that. Then it was like, at first I gave the same postcode thing the benefit of the doubt, because sometimes it can happen that the same address can have the same postcode. So, well, two addresses at the same property can have the same postcode. So I was given that the benefit of the doubt, but then I started seeing the same door number as me. And I'm like, haven't you changed that yet? That's your council tax bill. You haven't changed it. So I spoke to, um, my landlords about it, or those representing my landlords. I have to sit like this because the lighting's awkward. So I talked to my landlords about it. I sent them an email via their relocation agent, right? So I did that. And I'm thinking, okay, they've gotten that letter, they know what's going on. But then today, I received a package from the postman, and next thing I know, the little boy from next door is pouring over my fucking package. I'm thinking, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? So I opened the door and he's like, oh, hi. Because that's what they do. So in order to prove that they're not scared and to try to throw me off, they try to do the whole polite thing, because that's what racist cowards do. When they can't out aggress you to your face, then they go down the nice route. So little boy looked in my face, smiles in my face, says hello. I just don't say anything, and I just slam the door behind me because I ain't got time. So I complained to the landlords about it again, and then next thing I know, they're taking a break for 2 whole weeks. Now, I know I'm not the only person who's made complaints about what's been going on in this building. And it's not just about the behavior of anyone else, it's to do with maintenance and all that type of stuff. But next thing I know, you're taking a break for 2 whole weeks, my guy. Again, I'm going to give this the benefit of the doubt, because there have been times where I've seen things like this and I've assumed that it's solely because of me, when really it's something else. So the 2 week break, I'm giving that the benefit of the doubt. I just find it convenient that after I complain about the letter incident, suddenly there's a 2 week break. Again, this could have been planned months before, because these people actually have like multiple other properties to look at. So it might not even be about me or anything that I've complained about. So I've got to give that the benefit of the doubt. It's just the timing that has me a bit. Do you understand what I mean? The 2 week break. So this is what the perps normally do when I can't get a hold of the usual authority figures. What they'll do is they'll crank up the gang stalking and the harassment in a bid to try to get me sectioned, so that they can break into my house more often and try to fuck with my things more often, right? So that is what I see coming up ahead, right? So this is the thing though, right? This is the thing that people don't seem to understand about this. It never works. It never works. From the time I started living by myself, right? The only time when me having conflict with anyone else actually works is when I have evidence for what I'm saying. This goes all the way back to when I lived with my dad. I was shouting and yelling and saying awful things because the children were spying on me, and the adults were being cunts. They're still being cunts now because, they're pea-brained. So the adults were being cunts, the children were being cunts. But the thing is, the only reason why I was evicted in the end is because nobody could refute what I was saying. That's why they got me out. It was the same thing in Willesden Green. They got me out because I had physical evidence and confessions of what had been done to me during my time in that house. That was the only thing that they ejected me for. And the same thing happened with Cricklewood. The only reason why they worked so hard to have me sectioned in Cricklewood is because I had evidence of everything that I was saying. I had evidence of timelines. I had evidence of excuses that weren't lining up. I had evidence of attempted shakedowns by mental health charity professionals. I had proof and evidence recorded up the wazoo. That's why they tried to have me sectioned before I left. And now it's going to be the same situation again. I could literally make every threat in the world, and it could go on my record. I'm not saying it can't go on my record and harm my chances, but I've got to be realistic about what's going on here. They never ever get me out of a building when I'm manic or when I'm behaving badly because of all the abuse that I've been subjected to. They do not evict me on any level because of that shit. The only time when they evict me is when I have proof and evidence of everything that I'm saying and they can't talk their way out of it. So they abuse their power to shake me down, to get me out of a situation. That's what they do. They only do that with me when I have evidence that I can prove. That's the only time when anybody actually tries to get me out. So in order to successfully get me out, there would have to be legitimate evidence of the gang stalking. There would have to be legitimate evidence of corruption. Now, I have that already, but it's not enough to be a smoking gun. There has to be something really substantial. Something that could change the entire course of my life. Something really, really big. It has to be evidence that is absolutely indisputable. That is the only thing that is going to move me. That's the only thing. That is the only thing. They have weaponized every single other thing that they could possibly have against me. I'm not being funny, but like when I was at my dad's and my neighbors were fucking with me, I cussed them out. When I was at the other property in Willesden Green and people were fucking with me, I cussed them out, threatened a couple of people, even like defended myself against somebody who assaulted me. It's on my social media. I've done all of these things. They never kicked me out. Never kicked me out, not once. The only time when they kicked me out is when I had evidence for shit and they couldn't talk their way out of it. Anytime they can't talk their way out of shit, that's when the eviction letters come. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because I don't want to be homeless. Like, don't get it twisted, right? But at the end of the day, if I'm going to be evicted for any reason, cool. If you want to incriminate yourselves and build up a massive ass fucking lawsuit further on down the line, if that's what you really want to do and you want to highlight your own government as being complicit in this stuff, if you really want to go down that road, we can go down that road, baby. It ain't a problem with me. But in order to get me out, there has to be concrete evidence that I'm right in everything that I'm saying. That is the only thing that's going to get me out of here. Not upsetting me, not making me angry, not making me act out of character. None of that is going to have an effect, because as long as I'm completely acting out of character, I am still vulnerable. And if I'm still vulnerable, I'm still going to be top priority. So that's the only thing that's going to work. You better bring me proof that I'm right. And bring me proof that nobody can talk their way out of. That's the only thing that's going to work. And even then, I'd still be vulnerable, because they're now on top of me having evidence and nobody being able to talk their way out of stuff. Now they're going to go down the paranoid schizophrenic route. So you're right back where you started. And all you're doing is you're building evidence upon evidence upon evidence of government involvement, because you can't just turn around and blame whole neighborhoods of people having beef with one person, especially given how my mental illness is manifested. There are people who have stabbed people to death that don't get as much shit as I got. So me as a common denominator cannot be justified. None of that can be justified, especially when there's evidence upon evidence of what I'm saying from every community that I've ever been a part of across 2 fucking cities. 2 cities. 2, not 1, 2. So that's the only thing that's going to get me out. Evidence and proof of what's going on. Stuff that they can't talk their way out of. So it's up to them. It's up to them what they want to do. But even then, back to square one. Back to square one. Not for me, but for them. So, yeah. And it's just like I said before. How much do you want me out? How much do you want me out? These people are not serious. The only thing they want is ranting on social media, and that's the only thing that they want. They don't want anything else. And then when they get it, they're still not satisfied. If you want me out of here, you know how to do it. You know how to get me out. And look at my social media. I'm not lying here. The only time when I've been moved out of anywhere is when nobody could manipulate the situation. And I had evidence to back up what I was saying. So it's up to you. How much do you want me out? How much do you really want me out? I leave the ball in your court. But understand that even in private rented accommodation, all the complaints that you've made, it's not going to get me out of here. And you complaining to mental health services is especially not going to get me out of here. Like, again, the only thing that mental health will do is they'll keep me sectioned for a while, but then they will bring me back here. The whole reason behind mental health is not to keep me homeless. It's to affect my admissibility in court. That's all. That's all. That is it. You want me out? Prove it. I've given the perps the tools they need to get me out of the building. So it's up to them what they do with it. That's what I'm saying. You got to walk your talk, mate. You can't be out here claiming that you don't want me here anymore and yet you're obsessing over me. You can't claim that you don't want me here anymore and yet you do everything except get me out. This is a chance for you to be able to use racial slurs, to be able to engage in smear campaigns throughout the whole of this village. This is your chance. This is your opportunity. You better take it. But you know what to do. Right. I gotta go because I got stuff to do today. So peace and blessings to you guys. If you TIs have made it to the end of this video, please let me know how you guys are doing. Also, the MRI scan thing, to those who have been advising me on how best to proceed forward, before you guys give me advice, I need details. I need links, I need references. Please do not offer suggestions unless you can offer details, unless you can offer links, unless you can offer something in the way of information that will actually help me. Because the thing about proving that targeting exists and proving Havana Syndrome and all the rest of it, this is going to be information that is a lot more difficult to find, and it's a lot more difficult to find for a reason. So if you are going to advise me on anything, please have links available please have resources available. Respectfully, if you give me advice that you don't provide details on, I am going to remove the comment. I'm going to delete the comment, and if necessary, if I need to block, I'll block, because it's not helpful. If I want to learn how to do makeup, I can go on YouTube. I don't need to ask. If I want to learn how to write something, write a book, I can go online. I don't need to ask. But Havana Syndrome is a closely guarded secret that only people on the fringes have access to. So if you're going to advise me on anything, please provide links, please provide details, or respectfully, do not advise me on anything. It is not helpful. It's at best it's misguided, and at worst it's attention seeking. Please don't bring that here. Okay? I love you guys so much. Peace and blessings. Again, if any TIs have made it to the end of this video, yeah, let me know how you guys are doing, and I'll respond as best as I can. Truth be told, hearing what you guys go through, it's difficult for me to really give you a proper response on that, because this crime is just so horrific and so many of you go through so much. All I can do is hold space for you, but I am holding space. I am holding space. Please understand that. Okay? I love you guys so much. Peace and blessings, you all. Is there anything else I need to add? I think I'm done. So, peace and blessings, everybody. I love you guys so much. And once again, my fundraiser is up. To those who wish to donate, please donate. I'm still doing research on what kind of appropriate scans there are to prove Havana Syndrome. Truth be told, it shouldn't be that hard to prove. I've had some level of damage done to my organs, so it shouldn't be that hard to prove whichever scan I get from whichever country. I mean, I got evidence of gum loss from right here in the UK, and right here in the UK has attachments to the NHS. So yeah, I'm still doing my research when it comes to that. But again, if any of you have any solutions, please offer links, please offer proper details, or please keep it to yourself. Okay? It's not helpful. So, yeah. To the rest of you TIs, let me know how you guys are doing. So, now I've got to go. Peace and blessings. I love you guys. Bye-bye.